This is Robert Goodman for Positive Strokes. I'm glad that you have some time to check out my new video. If you don't know nothing about my videos, I have 50 videos. A lot of them have to deal with drug addiction and overcoming certain situations that you may face, going into treatment centers, uh, dealing with situations in life to overcome the past trauma that you may have experienced in your life to cause you to pick up in the beginning. But today, this video is about self. You, yourself. You know, when you've overcame so many things in your life and you've gotten to this point in your life and you want to try something different, but you don't know how to navigate going down a different road. I've learned that in recovering from any type of trauma or situation, I must learn how to love myself first. In order to love anybody else, I must learn how to love myself. I must learn how to be good with myself, being by myself, in order to be able to be with someone else. Also, I must learn that I must have to be transparent about who I am and let someone in get to know who I really am. Oh, but here we go now. If they know who I am, they may not like who I am. They may not even deal with the situation of wanting to know all about me. You know, certain things about sharing with a person that you care about and you love, all information given to them, you shouldn't have to. Because there's some things about your dark past that it's not really good to express or to let them know, because it make them bias about their decision about you. And that's something that you really don't want. You want them to see you for the person that you are today. You want to be seen as not the same person you was 10 years ago or 20 years ago or 5 years ago or last year. I've learned that as time goes on, we begin to change. We begin to change because of situations that happen to us. Our life experience changes us. And life is in session, so the daily life can change us also. So we're never the person that we used to be, but that's also a part of who we are. I believe that I'm not in a position to judge no one but myself. I say that again. I'm not in a position to judge no one else but myself. I have not walked in the shoes of another person. You know, there's a saying, you got to walk 20 miles in a person's shoes before you be able to understand what they've experienced in life. And that is almost impossible to do. You don't know what another person has been through. You don't know if they have explained their past to you, everything. There may be some things that they may not want to face or deal with because it was so painful. My belief is that each person needs to have someone to talk to in a professional manner to overcome past pain and past trauma in order to focus on themselves, to be able to overcome the past so they can live in the present and build a strong future. Some people say, well, I need to go. We need to go to counseling together. That may be true. But also, you need to go on counseling for yourself. Oh, but I don't need to go there. I know how to handle situations. I know how to process this information. But do we really understand ourselves? Do we really truly understand who we are and how things affected us and how it hurt us and how we can deal with them situations? Have you checked yourself out? Let me give an example. There was a gentleman that he was a good breadwinner. He worked 2 jobs to take care of his family. And then one day he came home from work to tell his wife, I'm going to take the next 2 days off from both jobs just so I can kick it with the family. And that's what he did. That next morning, she went out and she came back that afternoon with her father with a truck to move her stuff out. She took their child, she took out some of her things, and she left. This man had no idea that this was going to happen. He wasn't cheating around, but he was working 7 days a week. Come to find out, an old boyfriend that she was still in love with got out of prison, and they made contact, and she chose him over her husband. For whatever reason. Years later, he ran across her and asked her why. What was the reason? And the reason that was given was it was too painful for her to say anything about. Unanswered question, unanswered pain, unanswered rejection. This man did not know. But he took a moment in his life to get a third opinion about his situation and to process something that he thought that he put to bed, but basically all he did was cover it up, not thinking or feeling about that situation, which caused him to cloud his judgment and to look at life in a different manner. Oh yes, he moved on, he accomplished things, he started new lives, but new relationships, new marriage, but it never worked out. Why? because he never ever put the situation to bed. After 40 years, over 40 years, he put it to bed by talking to someone that has the capability and the knowledge to deal with that type of situation. That person is me. Yes, it was me. I never knew past pain and past trauma would have a constant effect on me, on everything I did and said after that fact. I say all this to tell you that we don't know fully how situations that are painful to us affects our lives in the present and into the future. Oh, but I hear this same statement. I don't put nobody else in my business. I don't put nobody in my business. I can handle it. That may be true. But for me, it was the greatest move I've ever made. I got to understand myself a little bit better. I got to understand why I made the mistakes that I made in the past because of that. And I released the chains of the burden that I've been carrying for over 40 years. After taking some time to have information process my past from an outsider that's capable of directing me in the right way for me to find the answers to put this situation to bed. Charlie was put to bed. I say this to tell you all that each and every one of us has some painful situations that we need to put to bed. Our past. We need to take a moment to reflect on all that pain, to talk to someone that will give us the information and the need we need to overcome our past. So what do you want to do? What do you want to do about your situation? It's real important for you to be the best that you can be for yourself by doing something that's uncomfortable sometimes. To give the right information, to move on, to be positive in our lives. Especially when you don't have to pay for it. You have insurance. What's an hour a week? The information is bonded by patient and client confidentiality. So they're not going to share that information with nobody. It's just you and your therapist. Isn't it good to share some things that are painful, that you're not going to be judged by the actions or your motives about the bad situation that you was in or the mistakes that you made? All that person is going to do is navigate you out of that situation so you can have some peace from the past. To let go and to enjoy life on life's terms. I enjoy today, my life, way better than I have did all my life. And the reason why is because I'm being transparent. I found out being transparent is the key to my success of enjoying life on life's terms. You know, there's so many people nowadays that are suffering, trying to hold it together by themselves. But here's the thing. You ever put a, a pot of water on a stove and you turn the flame on and eventually it starts to boil? That's the way we are if we don't address our past pain and our past trauma. Eventually it'll boil and it will overflow into the present. I say this to you that I want you all to be the best that you can be for yourself, to live the best life that you can live for yourself. It's something that you have to do for yourself. It's okay. It's going to be great. No worries. All you have to do is take the first step. You know, I want peace, and I have it today. And the only way that I receive the peace that I have within myself is by working on myself. I said, by me having the peace that I have today is from working on myself on a daily basis. Can you do that? Can you work on yourself to make yourself a better person? People around us, you and me, they're suffering. Suffering from broken hearts, broken situations, lost your jobs, family members, deaths, all kinds of things. Some people just keep pushing on and do the daily thing and never process that pain. But here's the thing, our minds are like a computer. All that stuff that happened to us is stored up in our brain. And if a situation comes that looks like it, then all the emotions and feelings come right back like it's the same situation. And it overwhelms you, makes you lose control, and you blame it all on the present situation. You blame it on the present situation. You ever type in the computer on a search and you get 1,000 things based on what you put in? The brain does the same thing. So, I say to you now, love yourself, work on yourself, and make yourself a better person. The rewards is unbelievable. You sleep better, you eat better, you have peace within yourself, and you get to enjoy life on life's terms in a way that you'll never, ever, ever feel. This is Robert Gunn for Positive Strokes. Be good to yourself, be true to yourself, and work on yourself.